I feel sorry for him every time you see that, right? Because me and Toby memed it last time. So the rest of his teammates don't give a damn. He's like, woo! And they're just like, what is wrong with you?
But I think what that kind of emphasizes is that what these teams are fighting for, right? They want to fight to get to that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they don't want to get memed.
To be memed?
hey, you know, hey man, I wouldn't mind getting paid to be memed, you know. But yeah, it's what these teams are definitely aiming for. But we've had 2 great games already.
Oh yes.
And we're going into Sanhok.
Yep, that's definitely something that comes to my mind. It comes to memes of all. We had the nipple rub, obviously. That's one thing you have to remember. That's why he's laughing.
About that, man.
Well, you can't forget about your own memes. You're involved in this.
Oh, Jesus.
Already nearly 20 points ahead of everyone else, though, is Milky Way after 2 solid games to kick things off with. MOOPHEUS currently in 9th place, but Sanhok, all things change when it comes to this map for these guys. And I loved it, some of the tweets we got right last week after how crazy we got about the Sanhok games and where the circle went, because it did end up with a very interesting northern circle we had that one time.
Yeah, and I'm seeing it even a bit more in PL as well. Like, I know I've said that generally the circle tends to head towards the southwest, but I think now with more games in Sanhok being played, there is a bit more of a variable there that these teams will have to be aware and kind of be able to adapt to. So that comes to whether it's a landing spot, whether it comes to just being aware that even the circle itself, you know, we talked about it, it closes in quicker than other maps. So they have to be faster paced. They have to loot up quicker, essentially, and just move in to those circles, because you don't want to be on the edge of it all the time. You don't want to be fighting not only against the blue zone, but against 2 or 3 squads that are to the north, south, and west of you. But either way, it is going to be definitely interesting, because we have PG-18. They went into boot camp. No other team have landed in there. We had seen QuickMap gone into boot camp, but now the first
a naked MOORPHEUS.
To a shotgun, if I'm not mistaken.
Jumping shotgun, naked MOORPHEUS. He obviously loaded into the Matrix and forgot to set his cool-looking clothes. He left the leather jacket behind and thought, do you know what? I'm going to go pants boy mode for the moment.
You're in the jungle.
There you go.
You know, so...
It's not exactly camouflage, though, being naked, is it? I don't want to be bitten by mosquitoes and snakes. I'm definitely putting layers on. I don't care how hot it is. And neither does 3D Max by the looks of it, because it's getting hot around them with the Joker's players swarming, and they've got the Boom and Moon on the hunt for Furax. I love saying the Boom and Moon, but the Boom goes boom, because he gets headshotted. Furax takes him down, going to go straight in for the finish off, and Moon unable to save his teammate. Now, if Furax can take down Moon, this will be a huge pickup coming into it. He's well aware that there's a second player around here as well.
Oh, he He's gone back into the building. And he goes back out. Try and find... Easy. That's a risk.
He must have been seen there. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Nice control from Moon. Moon is... Do you know what? Moon is an individual player. Last week, he had a 1v3. He did multiple, 4 and 5 man. This guy has been solid constantly.
Yep. A very, very strong individual player. But I do want to point out that 3D Max, they are such a strong team. They look very strong and confident. They have a lot of experience and skill going into phase 3. And they've made a count, getting knocked down onto TAB. Talks about it perfectly. And especially going into start of group stage, we saw Furax join their team from Seagorg. Took them a couple of days to kind of find that synergy and that level of kind of consistency. And it's gotten stronger and stronger. And then going into these final stages, I was worried it wouldn't pay off. But it is. Zampeek finds 2 members of Team MOOPHEUS.
Double headshots. MOOPHEUS, we spoke about you guys being so good at Sanhok. Only double remains, and InsideGames are looking to finish him off. That nade goes a little bit further away from him, but they have a good idea where double is. The spray out comes in. Odstrelovac, he misses some of it, but the job is done. The MOOPHEUS, the Kings, on Sanhok, going out in 16th place. Would you look at that?
Thanks for proving me wrong, Team MOOPHEUS. I don't know, but look, my point is still valid. They're a strong team, but InsideGames in this moment, in this kind of game, in this situation, have certainly gotten the better of Team MOOPHEUS. And with the circle going up north, Esports, we're seeing the bikes being used. They're trying to kind of move into the circle as quickly as possible. Melman did not connect enough of those shots on to ELGIGANTEN, and he's just trying to go into the circle for now. Where Tornado Energy have landed and moved their way in, it's such a good spot because it has easy access into all of kind of the mainland and that North Island. So you have kind of easy access into wherever the circle takes you.
I'm all about easy access, especially if it involves not losing a player early on. You want to make sure you can get that rotation through nice and fast. Keep your wits about you. Scout about. Make sure you have all the information you need. Last crew are doing my favourite thing. Get in the boat. Go for a little long rotation round, but one that can work out. As Recrent, he tries to get these rotating players, but the bikes are just a tad too fast. ghostar's ready for it. He's going to find himself one onto the Wanderer. Looking for more as well. Some trade shots coming in. ELGIG need to keep their numbers up, though. But it's not working out for him. PG-18 from both sides. Completely dynamic play here. And they are getting the job done. ghostar, the last one standing. He has to be so careful. He's instantly going into revive on Marcelek. But he might have to pull away from it. The nades come out. ELGIGANTEN go down. PG-18. You guys are looking just, oh, so good.
Like, I don't want to say they kind of had it coming, but how many people and how many kind of squads did they go past getting into a circle? It was at least 2. It was a matter of time. They stopped to take down one member of PG-18, and that was all she wrote in the first game of 2 today in Sanhok.
Now, this is interesting. Quick math. Your previous winners of the Miramar game, admittedly, this is now Sanhok. They're hiding in the jungle for now. They seem to have an idea where some of these Milky Way players may be, but it's a full Milky Way squad.
True.
I want to know if they have the Milky Way bar power as well. You know, as a kid, like, well, I don't know for you, but whenever I went to the doctors or anything, my mum would be like, I'll get you a Milky Way bar on the way home. It'd make you feel like, yeah, I went through that, like, getting an injection or something, you know, like your vaccinations.
See, I made a Milky Way bar joke with Max, and he just didn't get it. See, that's...
This is what happens when you don't grow up British. Oh no, Peltstage, you have been spotted, but Diggory provides that cover fire. Damage done. No knock though, no confirms coming in. Oh, that nade was never going to work, mate. That's a tree. Oh, that's another nade coming back towards you. ToWzErA from the side. So the Milky Ways under pressure. Man's trying to find himself some cover. He keeps poking out, though. He's leaving himself well open to shots. ToWzErA needs to be able to connect these ones, though. What is going on?
And both teams are outside the circle, James. That's one thing that you must be aware of with the blue zone closing in. This is what we talk about. You've got to be... I know there's a bit of a pinch and they're being very careful, but time is of the essence because this damage... I know it's only phase 1, but that blue tick damage, especially in Sanhok, it can go against you as Mans and iZoom trying to get away from those shots. Nearly connecting to knock down Mans, but not quite as DP finds Diggory, but not all of those bullets did connect. He did find him.
The headshot works out, but DP instantly gets put down himself by ToWzErA. So a 1-for-1 trade in that sense, and that's going to be very different. All of them are currently in the blue just taking damage. 2 players knocked for the Milky Ways. Quick Math only with 1 down, but they want to try and save their teammate.
Yeah.
We're still in the early stages. You can still stay alive.
True.
But you've also got 3D Max just on the outside. They're still within the circle, but they're not within the blue. And they could just be waiting for these guys to come out.
And the good thing for whoever does win this engagement is that they're really not that far away from the phase 2 circle because they didn't really shift that far up north. It stayed relatively quite heavily down south. What is going to be good is that you have this fight between 3D Max and Jokers. Whoever wins that could look to camp on the edge of circle, as we do see the knockdowns coming out.
Shots being made here from Moon. Good placement of the nade. Will Noki move in time? He avoids the damage for now. iZoom also trying to play around.
Perfect.
But the Joker's down in 14th place. Again, not a good position for these guys.
I did feel like 3D Max just had Jokers pinched a bit too much. They were surrounding them very effectively.
Diggory goes down, though. Kill confirmed. iZoom getting it done. He's the only member left alive for Milky Way, and he's just looking to pick up as many frags as possible. They've had a great start to the opening 2 games here, but Sanhok not working out in their favor. Manages to get himself healed back up. He's waiting for Peltsage, but he doesn't have enough health. He doesn't have enough time. He was swarmed, and Milky Way out in 13th place.
Fortunately, all good things must come to an end. Hopefully it'll just be temporarily for Milky Way.
And Sanhok is still right, where it's like, this is the first phase we've had it introduced. So much is being like looked at by these teams that we've never seen before, because playing public Sanhok and playing Sanhok that we have now is two very different, right? Because in a public game, you could be coming up against noobs all day. And then you go into this.
Drop.
Yeah, exactly. And you go into a game like this, you're playing against full competitive rosters. So I think we're still going to see this evolve so much. Teams try and take different positions and how they actually want to play it themselves. And yes, we saw MOOPHEUS have great early starts. We spoke about how well they've done. I don't care that they came 16th place in this one. It just proves how competitive this lobby is in particular. But I do want to see more teams start taking their practice on Sanhok seriously and really deliver to give us such top-notch games.
You're dead right. One team that I feel have definitely worked on their Sanhok game, we saw it last week, was Tempest. Their rotational play in Sanhok has definitely been one that I've pointed out. I've seen it's worked out. And in this game, they were down south and they rotated up past the likes of Lakwai, Camp Bravo, and have made their way into the northeast side of the circle.
And we saw this from towards the end of last week, right?
Yeah.
They were going on these rotations that were not the normal what other teams would be doing.
Exactly.
Going through the blue at times if they want to, but avoiding the early fights that become maybe sometimes too chaotic.
Yep.
And they had that ridiculously impressive running kills until MOOPHEUS finished them off that time, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah. It's a fact that they managed to put themselves in positions where they're only going up against one squad at a time. Because even in that fight against Team MOOPHEUS, it was really only them and MOOPHEUS that were going up against each other. But now,
It's
where's it
key.
gonna shift?
Key to avoid being third-partied.
Yep.
Nothing worse than that. And, well, for a lot of these teams, they're very happy with where this circle just popped as well.
Yeah.
Everyone bar 3 teams included in this. So only Tornado, 3D Max, and QuickMath finding their way in. QuickMath are going to struggle so much because they're only down on 2 players. They're the closest to the blue as well. And Tornado, if they push in, they've literally got PG-18 waiting for them. 3D Max have got a longer way to go, but they've got vehicles to use. But they might end up, depending if they go far towards these, could run straight into QuickMath. So there's so much that can happen on this southern side. And even if they do get past PG-18, you've got InsideGames who can look over all of it.
And I'm just thinking we could have a Paradise Resort finish. We could.
Yeah.
We haven't really had anything like it so far in these Sanhok games. What's interesting about Paradise Resort is that you can have one team full squad inside it. You can actually have one on the outskirts of it because it's higher ground and you're able to overlook teams around you, particularly if Airstation did decide they want to head up in that direction. They could kind of cover the west side of Paradise Resort. But where they're located, 3 buildings, nice and safe. They don't need to worry about where they are.
I personally love Paradise Resort.
I do.
It gives me great cocktails, you know. Good place to lay down on the beach, you know, just sit there, soak up the rays, enjoy every moment you can of Sanhok while the gunfire's going on around you. Oh, Melman, it's not what you wanted. No chance of return fire, but 3D Max will try and provide some. Melman actually got stolen away by Solar. That's not what they want to see. You do the damage, you do all the hard work, and then, oh, stolen away. But Tornado will find their way out of this. And that's the key thing. PG-18 started to move away. QuickMath have gone around towards the eastern side. And 3D Max, they abandoned their vehicles. They've gone for a slower push in, which actually has meant that everyone is giving themselves space to make the southern side of this circle work.
I really love abandoning vehicles at this stage of the game in Sanhok because the map is so small. Once you're doing it early enough, it's going to work out, as Nukta from Unity does get knocked down by Sakura of YMCA.
And we've not seen much from Unity game after game. It's been a struggle.
Same with YMCA as well. They're a team that were very strong on their placement results in the group stage. They had 4 chicken dinners. They did 2 or 3 in a short amount of time, and then they did kind of drop down because they weren't, let's say, as aggressive as some of the other teams in kills. But they got into the finals for a reason.
Now, Deez will find himself knocked down on the floor. He's got to be careful because from 3D Max are coming up towards PG-18. Recrent now, the only member left alive for them. And this didn't work out at all for them. They were waiting for Tornado and 3D Max, and they got picked apart by other teams.
I kind of feel like they pushed their position a little bit too much. They should have just stayed where Recurrent was as the circle shift goes up northwards. The edge of Tapmock is still inside. you're going to have 3 or 4 teams fighting for the southern side of the circle. Quick math, InsideGames, Tornado RNG, 3D Max, and PG18.
Quick math. If they could have another good game here and look for some potential on back-to-back either wins or just good placements in general. Got to give them the start they wanted. Remember, we're only on match 3 of 48. I can't stress this enough. We have completely reset with this new lobby. The 8 teams, both of the 8 best teams from each group, now battling it out. This is the final stage of Phase 3 of PUBG Europe Contenders. One of the most competitive lobbies you will find. These are all the players that have worked ever so hard, tirelessly, to improve their own game and improve their team game.
Yep.
To try and get themselves to the big leagues of PUBG. And remember, this is only our first year of like a full league scenario. This is so wild. It's so early in PUBG's history. Yet so many exciting moments we've had already as Orange. He'll pick off Example, and that's an instant finish off some long-range damage. Unity, this is what I want to see. Something better from these guys.
Nice, because they hold the east side edge of the circle. Tornado Energy were focusing so hard on looking northwards towards InsideGames. They didn't spot Unity. Essentially getting a bit of a third party as Zampeek finds Compat leaving GG on his own.
Aaliyah, he is not going to be happy with this one. More damage being done towards him. InsideGames to the front. Unity towards the left. 3D Max towards his right. This is the worst position for him to be in, especially as a solo player. And does he have much smoke or anything left either to try and get across? Because he's still got to cross the road. As soon as he crosses the road, he's out in the open and dead. So he's either got to be the last through or try and make it happen. And he might just go and die out to the zone. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. He doesn't want to give any kill placements away. Recrent's doing the same thing. These two guys, they've realized this is just too much to handle.
But you know who could help them out is 3D Max, because they've actually got into circle and flanked around ahead to north of InsideGames. So they haven't gone through, they've gone around InsideGames. That could really pay off for them. Really like what 3D Max are doing. You see it in your picture-in-picture right there, the position of these teams as the circle closes in. Stewart does get knocked down by Rick last crew. Sakura finds Snoopy of Unity, and the shift goes west eastward, should I say northeast. PG18 get eliminated. Recrent just kind of decides to take away that kill from anybody else. To secure from YMCA. They're outside the circle now, going up against Unity. The grenades start flying out. Connects onto Orange.
Sakura here looking to do some more as well. Being cautious on how far he pushes forward. Wants more information in there. 3D Max find themselves going down here. That's not what you would have expected. No. They did the flank. They looked like they had the drop on InsideGames, but they were ready and waiting for it. Quizzy under pressure, coming around the side. Nice bit of damage done. Gets the knock in, but a nade just barrels past him and puts him on the floor. Snoopy's still up, but his teammates are down.
It's not over till Fat Lady sings, and I haven't started singing yet. Turbo Banani finds Snoopy. Unity get eliminated. YMC, will they be able to stay as a 4-man squad? I think that revive will come through just in time, but they have a longer path to get into the circle as other teams. Seniks of InsideGames is getting very close to Aliyah GG. There you go. Yep, finds him. Tornado Energy get eliminated in 9th place.
Do you know what I want to say is really interesting about what Aliyah just did there? Went down in the south, looked to just die out to the zone. Then realizes loads of teams dropped around him. He was like, oh, actually, maybe I can do this. Push forward and then goes down anyway. Nice attempt, nice try, but Glib, he's doing all the work. Shots come in, headshots landed, bodies on the floor. He's a bit low on health. He's going to throw out a nade. He's got 4 grenades as well. That's huge. So much damage to be done. Puts himself back in the smoke. Wants to make sure he's got a bit of cover in here. Starts using the first aid kit, but he doesn't look like he's done just yet. Neither is InsideGames, though. YMCA in front of them. Seniks may have gone down, but there's still 3 players up. They've 9 kills for now. More damage being done. They're good spray down Zampeek. Beautifully done. Puts him out in 8th place and keeps himself going.
Wow, this is the InsideGames that I've seen in the past. They struggled. They just about got in to the final stage. They pulled in some fantastic performances in the last couple of days to get it done. Now they're continuing it, now heading into the finals. but they've got to keep it consistent. They've got to drive it forward. We know how aggressive they can be. Phase 6 is shifted to the west. It's away from Paradise Resort. Airstation Mike, who've kept fairly quiet in this game, they hold one of just about 2 compounds inside the circle, because Northern Lights, they have the second remaining one that's on the east side of it.
Last crew still in it, and although we've only seen a little bit from them, they're still in a great spot. In the northern side of the circle, there's no other teams. They have full control of this, and they're still making sure they're checking everything right. They want to see all the information. Quick Meth starting to push in now. They're clearing out the resort ever so carefully, and I fully respect that because you never know how many teams could be around here, but that's such a shame. Tempest Clib, he dealt so much damage onto BetterLuckNxTime. There was only Faultlessly left, and then they got picked apart.
Yeah, but as much as I've complimented Tempest's rotations, I don't think that was the wise choice going down south. Head up northwards, yeah, you would have gone closer to last crew. I still would have been in a better situation as you found yourself in there. It's BetterLuckNxTime do get eliminated in 6th place. 5 teams, 14 players. Northern Lights, they're going to take out Quick Math, although Playzone does find its part as well.
Nice spray from Spiro. Needs to connect more of those shots though if he wants to make this work. Northern Lights with 3 players up, but only 3 kills so far. Perfectic's been found inside games. They're not slowing down, and Zampeek's up at 5. They're looking for more. The Deep's trying to reply. Zampeek has to be careful, but Deep, he runs out of bullets. He runs out of opportunity, but he's not going to be finished knocking these players down and putting them out.
Now he's going to back off. He's going to look to revive himself up, heal up, and then move on forward. But it's not going to stop Pixlix from InsideGames from getting a kill on the Spiro of Northern Lights. It's going to be 1 against 1 on the edge of the circle. And Airstation Mike, they just kind of go, like, you know, is nobody going to go near us? As InsideGames do get eliminated, it's going to be 3 against 1.
14 kills.
Sorry, last crew's still there.
14 kills there, Cormac, for InsideGames in a 4th place. Another potential for high kill games coming in here. Airstation Mike, they've got a great spot here. They're aware of last crew being up in the north, but Deep, completely alone, could be the one. That's not going to work. I was going to say it could be the one to potentially upset him, snake it around instead. Jap finds a grenade that lands on top of him perfectly. And look at how this circle splits. The compound with Fakin still included. Jazza and ToWzErA can move around whenever they need to, but last crew are running out of places to hide. And also, if they have to then cross the road eventually, it's going to put them out in the open. So, Airstation Mike, they can wait it out as long as they want for now.
Well, Rip has actually smoked his way into the southern side of the circle, across the road. Really good play from last crew. You keep 2 up north, focused, and allow Rip to kind of flank around as ToWzErA is on top of that building. The grenade is going to go very close. It connects. Kobe play coming out from ToWzErA.
And he's not going to survive any longer. No. Nades being used. The blue damage is going to come in. And he will die out. Now it's a 2v3. Rip, what can he get done here? He knows the angle to hold, but Fake's looking directly at him. It's fastest fingers first.
Plus, I think with Rip and Jappy so close together, it's not really paying off for last crew. They need to try and spread out as much as possible. Okay, Rip is now trying to find it. Gets knocked down. It's too much of a head-on movement from him, leaving Jappy on his own, going up against the blue zone. Will get taken out. And Airstation Mike get their first chicken dinner in Sanhok.
With 2 kills, they didn't have to move as far, right? And it's not like a terrible win to have there. It's still 12 points. You're still going to be very happy for it. But just need to be active a bit earlier than what they were. They hit and bunkered themselves in. And when we see that happen multiple times, what do these teams do? They start to struggle that little bit further because they go, oh, that's a win, but we didn't come out early enough. Now, what I'd like to see is if you are in a compound like that and you have been having to wait for quite some time, if there's 10 teams left, maybe just poke around a little bit.
Have 2 go out of the compound, 2 stay in.
Or just even if you're looking around what's around you, right? And you go, oh, okay, look, there's this many teams left. I can see that we've got some people close to us. Then just focus on one position and try to do a bit more because when you are getting these wins, especially when there's, like even then when there was just 5 teams left, pushing out them would be great. But you have to be confident in your own ability. So maybe just getting a win is the confidence boost that they needed coming into this one.
You know what? With Airstation Mike, we know that they can frag out. Like Hugstar, one of the top one of the top players when it comes to getting those kills. And Airstation Mike as a team, they've shown their aggression. But I think what I love about them getting this win with only a couple of kills is the fact that we know how consistent they can be with getting points in general, whether it comes from placement, whether it comes from kills alone. To them, I don't think it really matters. The reason why I think the win mattered in this stage is because when you looked at last week of Group B, they did kind of struggle with the placement results.
Yeah.
So at least from this, it's kind of them saying to themselves, hey, look, you know, we're a little bit more passive. We held under compound a little bit longer, maybe compared to what we would have done in other games. And it's paid off because we're in double digits.
I love that. Recruitment was just like, kill me now. I'll blow up anything in front of me. I've got no grenades, so Carl, let's go out together. Unity looked a bit better, though. Obviously, they didn't get the best results, still 10th place for them. But considering how rough their opening 2 games were, I think they'll be slightly happy with how Sanhok went. Moops are going to be thinking, why did the commentators put all this pressure on us being such a good Sanhok team? We went out in 16th. Like, come on, guys. At least wait for us to actually have the success again. But they will have a chance to that because there's still one more Sanhok game coming today at least.
Damn you statistics. Damn you all to hell. And as I said, I think Tempest did make the slight mistake of heading down south when they looked to rotate to try and get in circle of the late stages. They should have gone up northwards. It would have put them closer to the last crew, yes. But it still would have been a bit safer, as that was the moment InsideGames took out Northern Lights.
But I think for Tempest, though, like, for us, obviously, when we can see it in hindsight, it's the wrong decision.
Of course.
But I think for Tempest, because of how they are as a team, they were looking at that and thinking, kills? Yeah, kills. Because remember, even when they weren't picking up wins for us last week, they were the ones just going, yeah, we're just going to kill people in front of us. So sometimes it's wondering whether the aggression's more worth it or if it's the placement points worth it. And it all comes down to how exactly you do towards the end.
Kobe from ToWzErA was so good, as we saw. Airstation might get it in the end. Team Moose, they were the only team to get 0 points, so the Kings of Sanhok get knocked down a peg in this first Sanhok game of the final stage of Phase 3, but there's plenty more chances for them to show their dominance. As you saw PG18 get 4 points, Tempest getting 3, Unity getting 2. So a bunch of kind of kills shared out in the bottom half of the table. As InsideGames, 14 kills, only 4 placement points, but still 18 points in total for Game 3 today.
Both Quick Math and YMCA, those walked away with 5 kills out of that one. So not too bad at all. In total for InsideGames, 14 kills, though. That's what you want to see. High kills, coming out there and still having a 4th place. They're going to be loving life right now. And that's why Pixel and Zampeek are right at the top with 5 kills each.
And as I said, I've seen this from InsideGames previously. They've been so aggressive at times that sometimes I think their aggression can go against them. But in Sanhok, I think it can definitely go more in your favor if you are more aggressive. Because there's a higher chance you're going to just take advantage of teams that are maybe not as confident on the Sanhok map.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's some of these teams who still need to figure out what they want to do on Sanhok, where they actually want to rotate, how they want to do it, and it obviously doesn't have the amount of game time and play time as some of the other maps, right? We started with Erangel when the game first came out. These guys know it inside and out. You go to Miramar, it becomes the normal competitive mode. Adding Sanhok means that teams have to put a bit more work in, but it's all what's worth it, right? If they want to make this true, if they want to make their dreams be something they can realize here and make it towards the PUBG Europe League, then, hey, you got to put in the work across all of these maps.
As we do see the head-to-head between Pixlix and fEJK. 5 kills for Pixlix. Unfortunately, there's no real huge comparison between those two players individually, but just Pixlix putting in so much good work for his team, along with the rest of the players. And nice to see InsideGames getting a strong result.
Well, let's see if they can keep it up, right? Let's see if they can move further forward. We've got one more game of Sanhok coming your way, ladies and gentlemen, and it will not be too far away, so don't go anywhere. And if you do need to, be really quick, because the game will be starting very soon.